Just fumbling around here. We're waiting on some news as well. So we're not in a huge rush or anything like that. We've got, was it consumer sentiment this morning? Here in almost 3 minutes. So in a few minutes here, we've got some news to consider. We'll see what today brings. Obviously, we're coming off of a bank holiday, yesterday being Memorial Day here in the United States. So, you know, I guess if it is a little bit slower this morning, that'd probably be a decent reason why. But we got news today and every day after this, other than, well, tomorrow's just medium impact. But obviously getting into the middle of the week, though. So we'll see. We already had a little bit of a move down here right at the open. And traded down to the -2 to -2.5 standard deviation of this manipulation here right at open. So at this point, I had this low marked, this internal low here on NQ. We got a fair value gap and a BPR right below it. Wanted to see if maybe price would want to reach down there and sweep that. Obviously, we see that it cleaned out all of this, you know, internal liquidity. Could potentially be leaving this for later, as we've seen pretty much this whole way up, right? Like as we zoom out, we can see that NQ, and that's what happens here at all-time highs. And this is what was happening at the beginning of the year too, where price would come down and not sweep lows and it would just go and keep moving higher. Failure swings lower and then push. But yeah, news here in what, a little less than 90 seconds. We'll see. I would like to see it preferably sweep this low and then see what we do from there. But yeah, trading right now into, I believe, probably a higher time frame. Yeah, higher time frame, fair value gap here. This price just traded into here on the 5-minute. 15-minute looks like we're probably going to be, yeah, leaving a 15-minute fair value gap behind. So we'll have to be mindful of that if we do get into any longs here. Looking at ES here and NQ side by side, however, we did just create an SMT at this low. If you guys see that, ES traded lower here with the news, NQ did not. So SMT here at 2 to 2.5 negative standard deviation, getting sharp move back up, which is kind of what I didn't want to see. If we were going to look for shorts, I didn't want to see SMT left at this low. If we can leave behind this 1-minute fair value gap, I don't hate the idea of trying a long right here. I might just take it back to New York open. All right, limit is going on. Stop's going to be at this low. See if this wants to come pick us up. Yeah, so the SMT that was created, if you guys look here on the 4-hour chart, and this is important to note. Like, you know, if you're on the 1-minute chart only, this might not look like a whole lot, right? This might not look like much in terms of like time significance. But then you go here to the 4-hour chart. Well, this 4-hour candle just closed when that news came out, right? So we created SMT with that candle low, right? So ES sweeps the candle low. NQ does not. See if we can get this pullback. I don't want an entry up here. That we'd have to keep our stop where it is to keep this gap open. I just don't like that. 2-minute gap left behind, 3-minute gap maybe getting left behind here, and maybe a 5-minute gap. The only way I'd maybe be open to entering before we tap into this on NQ would be if ES were to tap into it and NQ is like just hovering just above it. Might not even get that opportunity. All right, so yeah, 5-minute gap left behind as well on NQ. Looks like it did as well inverse the 5-minute gap that was left. Obviously, we're still in the 15. That's the thing about trading at these all-time highs. Dude. You literally, it will come down and put all these failure swings in, and you'll be looking at it as like engineered liquidity to go take out, which it is for later. Just whenever that later happens, you have no idea. Like, you know, even what was this, Friday? I think. No, this is Thursday. Oh yeah, no, this is Friday right here. When price was trading back up, and obviously I was trying to short in here and this order block, right? These are the shorts we tried taking, because I'm like, dude, we're like, look at this high, like this higher time frame LR all loaded up here, just a bunch of failure swings lower, you know, trendline liquidity that you know is going to get ran at some point, but we saw it a lot at the beginning of the year too. Just all failure swings, kind of getting tricked, wanting to go see that ran out, but price just keeps It just keeps trucking higher. ES tapping into this now. So it could go right now. So if we inverse this gap, I'll market execute 1, put my stop at this low right here. And try to take it up to this high here. Alright, so I'm going to just hover my finger over the trigger here. Oh, wow. Alright, guys.
Filled.
Going long there, deleting the other original limit, putting my stop at this recent low. Not too bad, 410. And yeah, I'm gonna try to target this high up here.
Order filled.
Nice. All right, got stopped out. That is something else, huh? Really? All right,
Order
guys.
filled.
I'm gonna hop back in one more time. Stop at the recent low. I don't love the fact that we're forming SMT right now. I want to see this fail. Keep your hand over the trigger, guys. We might end up closing out of this early. I'm not holding this thing all the way down to stop if it wants to just dump. Not gonna do it. Still in it. Holding on for dear life.
Order filled.
Okay, guys, I got out. I'm more so interested in waiting to see what we do here with the macro. If we can do something with this, great. And you know what? If price just runs higher from here, well, that's tough. But yeah, as soon as we formed this SMT, everything went to shit. SMT at this low now. Again, but I don't like the time. I don't like that we're 8 minutes before the macro. Well, there would have been TP1. That'd have been nice. I don't know. I guess stops were just too tight. First trade attempts started when ES traded down into the point of interest we wanted on NQ, which is this fair value gap. After sweeping this low here. And then we inversed this gap right after. Really didn't feel like it was super necessary for price to come back again. But, of course it did. Stopping us out there. And then once we reclaimed this, took another attempt. Formed an order block. Then formed SMT against us. Trades down about 90% of the way. More like 80, 85%. Closed the trade right here. Ish. And then goes after forming SMT again. But yeah, I don't know. Just not clean. Not clean. The only right answer for this would have been entering either right here when it first swept and ES was tapping into this, and then having a giant stop. $36.5 points. Crazy. You'd just now be getting to a 1-to-1. Or just keeping the second entry stop loss at this low. Hindsight's 2020 though. Getting into the macro finally. Gonna mark this 5-minute fair value gap out. Now that we're in the macro though, we'll see if it gives us an opportunity here. I'd like to see it trade back into this breaker fair value gap. If it can trade into here, see if we could manipulate at the lows. But then I would look for a bearish gap leading down into here that we could play an inverse off of. And that'd be my last attempt of the morning, totally. Yeah, guys, close above this gap. I'm entering long. Stop at this low. All right, guys, getting ready here. 2-1.
Order filled.
I'm in. Stops at the low. I'm gonna do one contract off at this high, and I might actually leave this thing run all the way to this bitch. -4 or the buy side up here. 977. Getting ready to take one off.
Order filled.
I don't know why it's so fucking jumpy like that. I don't know why it's wicking and not really showing anything, but I took one off. Got the other one still on for now. One of the other things that's giving me some confidence to just hang on to this is the fact that there's not any higher time frame imbalances left behind, right? There's no 31 hour. Highest one is the 5 and 15, which we've already pulled back for. I'm gonna start working on trailing my stop up below these lows, locking in some extra profits. In hindsight, I wish I would have just closed both at this high, but easy to say looking back. I don't think it was necessarily bad, but coming off of a bank holiday, probably shouldn't be trying to ask too much from the market.
Order filled.
All right, guys. 2 losses, 1 win. Left a runner on the third one. Shouldn't have left a runner. If I'd have closed both up here, I would have been green on the day. Down a couple $100. It is what it is. But yeah, glad we were able to end on a win at least. If you guys took everything off up here, you should be green, hopefully. So that was my bad. I probably shouldn't have been asking too much from the market, but I thought it made sense. I still think it does make sense. There's really not a reason for price to pull back down in here unless it's going to go put in some new lows, to be honest. So that's my thought process on it at the moment. Probably done for the day though. Got the move we wanted to the price target we wanted. Again, just ironic and annoying that we took 3 longs today and somehow took 2 losses. Yeah, that's frustrating, but that's trading. All right, guys, enjoy the rest of your guys' Tuesday, and if you need anything, reach out. I will see you guys on the I'll see you guys on the session tomorrow morning, okay?